What's up, y'all? It's your boy Dante back again with another video. I appreciate each and every one of y'all that's been rocking with me. First and foremost, I want to say happy holidays to everybody out there. Hopefully you spend the time with family, friends, whoever you decide to spend the holidays with. And if you are new here and you want to support the channel, you enjoy what it is that I do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you hit that share button and make sure you hit that like button. Now, I got a question for y'all. If you guys had a child, an 11-year-old child, and you decided to send them on a school field trip, an overnight field trip, and you get a call from them in the middle of the night telling you that they are being forced to share a room with another classmate, but not only share a room with that classmate, but they're also going to be sharing a bed with that classmate, and that classmate is of the opposite sex. How would you react to that? That's what happened to a couple from Colorado, Joe and Serena Wells. They are suing the Jefferson County Public School District because that's what happened to their child. And the interesting part of that is the parents were actually asked to be a chaperone on that field trip. Let's take a look.
A Colorado family is suing its local school district after they say their 11-year-old daughter was assigned a shared hotel bed on a school trip with a male student who allegedly identified as female. They say the Jefferson County Public School District told parents that boys and girls would be rooming on different floors. But according to the parents, that did not happen. That lawsuit cites the district's policy stating that students' gender identity, not sex assigned at birth, determines where they stay during overnight school trips. Those parents spoke about this case last year, saying their daughter was so distraught with the situation that she hid in a bathroom to call and tell them what was happening.
When I initially got the call, I was frankly in disbelief. As I talked to my wife, she followed up and said, yeah, this is what's happening.
So my daughter was about to climb into bed with this other child.
I felt like we'd been lied to.
She doesn't want to be mean. She doesn't want to be confrontational. She kind of looks up at me, and I'll never forget that look on her face. I can picture the room exactly, and just like, help me. She and I went back out into the hallway, and she said, Mom, I can't do this. Like, this is not going to work.
3 other families are joining the suit with separate grievances. Outnumbered has reached out to the school district for comment. We have not yet heard back on this issue. What makes this so challenging and perhaps frustrating and concerning for a lot of parents is this is a cultural issue that's being discussed among grown-ups, and yet the people being put on the front lines end up being children, like an 11-year-old girl who has suddenly found herself in a bed with someone that she perceives to be and biologically born as a male. And the semantics that go into this ahead of time, which many parents, as these parents thought, were misleading on the part of the school district.
And if you outlined that situation that you just described, that would squarely fall within the criminal code, and that minor or the parents would be prosecuted for that conduct. Here, the school district has made it part and parcel of the fabric of their field trips, their policies, and the lower court ruled that parents do not have the power and authority to dictate school policy, which is absolutely horrifying.
So just think about that. According to the law, let's say you decided to have a sleepover with your child's friends. You contact the parents, say, hey, bring your kids over. Is it okay if they come over? They agree. And you decide to allow one of the children who is a biologically born male, but they identify as the same gender as your child, which is a female. You put them in the bed together. The parent finds out and they decide that they want to take legal action against you. But if that same scenario happened within a school setting, no legal action can be taken. Crazy.
And by the way, that atrocious anecdote, that just breaks my heart. That's one of many. There were many different sort of scenarios. For example, a non-binary minor who was in charge of overseeing biological boys, little ones, while they were showering, like the girl that was prevented from participating in activities because she did not want to sleep with a biological male. So look, okay, so the parents are suing, rightly so, and I have no doubt, just like many cases that we've discussed here, that even if the lower court activist judges rule in favor of the school district's massively overstepping their jurisdiction and the bounds of morality, that the Supreme Court will come in and correct this. However, they have not been able to, nor will they, remedy and rectify the psychological abuse and the harm that these children go through. So I won't go through all the legal arguments, but I just want to cite quickly a couple, which is that it violates students' constitutional right to bodily privacy, that the school's hiding or misrepresenting policy that violates their 14th Amendment rights, that using gender identity definitions of boy and girl is unconstitutionally vague, and that schools breach their duty of care. This is the one that I think sort of is the most impactful emotionally. That schools breach their duty of care when they misrepresent safety conditions and overnight supervision to parents. When parents allocate the protection and safety and care of their children into the hands of these adults and the school, it is incomprehensible to think that it has been absolutely mutilated to mean that the abuse and the harm and the horror is coming at their hands, but that's exactly what's happening.
All right, so let's get into what's being reported about this incident. So several Colorado parents are suing their local school district after an overnight school trip allegedly tried to place a transgender identifying male student in a hotel room and ultimately the same bed with an 11-year-old girl. Alliance Defending Freedom, a conservative legal organization that advocates for religious liberty, filed its opening brief Wednesday in Wales versus Jefferson County Public Schools. The lawsuit alleges that the district, located near Denver, allows biologically male students to share overnight accommodations with girls based solely on gender identity without notifying parents or seeking their consent. According to the complaint, the district's policy violates parents' fundamental right to make decisions about the upbringing and education of their children and places students in uncomfortable or potentially unsafe situations. This incident took place in the summer of 2023. So during the summer of 2023, Joe and Serena Wales' daughter had just finished 5th grade and was reportedly traveling with classmates on a school trip to Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. The Wales said their daughter was assigned to a 2-bedroom hotel room with 3 other students, 2 girls from her school and 1 from another school in the district, the suit stated. According to the complaint, as the children prepared for bed on the first night, the daughter learned that her bedmate was biologically male and identifies as a transgender female. The girl reportedly went into the bathroom to call her mother, who was nearby and serving as a chaperone. So imagine if the mom wasn't nearby. The room assignment came despite assurances from district officials that boys and girls will be placed on different hotel floors, the lawsuit said. Jefferson County Public Schools policy, however, reportedly states that students may be assigned overnight accommodations based on gender identity. The lawsuit also claims the district does not allow families to opt out or request that their children room only with students of the same biological sex. So the parent can't even say, no, I don't want my child in the room with a kid of the opposite gender. The school has say so and the parents just has to go with it. How did the school respond? By ostracizing the child, not allowing her to attend any future overnight events. She would have to be dropped off during the day. So she was punished and prevented from having the same experiences as the other children because she spoke up. And the parents' only course of action is to file a civil case. And there was just an incident in Texas recently where a biologically born male was stripped of the title of being the world's strongest woman.
A professional lifter who was crowned the world's strongest woman during a competition in Texas this month has been stripped of her title after organizers say they made the shocking discovery that she was born a man. American Jamie Booker, who officials now claim failed to disclose her biological sex before competing in the women's open category of the official Strongman Games World Championship, bested 2018 winner Britain's Andrea Thompson by 1 point. Booker took to her now private Instagram account before the controversy to thank her fans for the support, including people who donated more than $1,500 to send the athlete to the competition.
I want to say thank you to my coach, obviously, and to my gym mates for always pushing me and encouraging me, and same thing to my fellow competitors today. You are all insanely badass women, and it was an honor just to even share the stage with you.
But the celebration was short-lived when rumors started to circulate about Booker's biological sex, especially after a video on social media boosted by libs of TikTok showed runner-up Thompson storming off the podium as she cursed about the contest. A YouTube video was also dug up, allegedly posted on Booker's YouTube account in 2017, in which the weightlifter appears to admit to being a trans woman.
Everyone on earth is dying to tell their own story, and I am obviously no exception to that. I'm a 21-year-old trans woman with a history of abuse, struggling to stay true to herself while under the rule of her religious parents.
More strong women started coming out of the woodwork to bring light to the situation. Morgan Irons, a professional strong woman, also criticized Booker's transparency about competing as an alleged biological male.
I just want to preface with the fact that I have no ill will or hatred towards the trans community in any way, shape, or form. You are free to be exactly who you want to be in this world, as am I. But at the end of the day, this comes down to a lack of transparency and honesty. This individual competed in the women's division as a biological man, plain and simple.
And listen, if you know me, you know by no means is this video an attempt to try to condemn or demonize a certain demographic because of their lifestyle choices. However, we do have to also be respectful of parents when they have a certain expectation when they send their kids to school or they send their kids on field trips. And this athlete could have easily garnered support from the people that do support that lifestyle. And they did not have to deceive people. Like, they started a whole GoFundMe and people are sending you money because they believe you are something that you aren't. And then it comes out that you were being deceptive about it. It's just a mess, man. And I also just recently did a video about a nail technician who had a parent come in and was going back and forth with them about putting acrylic tips on their child's nails.
Sad to say that I just had to turn away a client because she wanted to get her 9-year-old son's nails done. And I know and I understand that in today's times, people are who they are, but a 9-year-old boy getting acrylics will never be okay in my chair. I'm so sorry. I had to have words. We went back and forth, but at the end of the day, respect is respect, and we respected each other, and she respected my space. But I'm coming on here to tell you guys this. I will no longer be doing kids' nails under the age of 16 unless you are accompanied by an adult, and I will no longer be doing, not press-ons, I'm sorry. I will be no longer doing acrylics for anyone underneath that age as well. 9 years old, a boy, Frenchies. Absolutely not. Never will happen in my case. We have to think about, guys, people are offing themselves because of being bullied at school. If I put acrylics, because for some reason she just wasn't understanding this, if I put acrylics on your 9-year-old son's nails and he goes to school and he can't just rip those things off, it'll be a mess. If he goes and get bullied, he might come and despise me in the next couple years, and he will never forget me. He will never forgive me.
9 years old? Like, 9 years old. The kid can't even think for himself. And I'm not trying to critique anyone's parenting styles, but there's certain things that people do that do make you question, like, okay, what are the motives here? Like, what's the end game? And she's right. Like, kids can't even handle online social media bullying. So going to a school, we hear many stories about kids taking their own lives because they couldn't take the bullying that occurred at school. And you want to subject your kid to that? And, you know, some people believe that this country has become so progressive and accepting of everyone's lifestyle over the years that the lines have become blurred. And now it's like having an impact on the quality of life for children who are supposed to be protected. And the parents are forced to accept whatever the new societal norms are. Some parents, you know, do wish to raise their children according to their religious values. So it's like, at what point do we draw the line? Like, do we need to hit the reset button in this country? I don't know, man. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about this. Are y'all okay with your children going on school field trips and being placed in not only bedrooms, but actual beds with kids of another gender? Do you think it's okay to put acrylics and French tips on your kids' nails? Do you believe the athlete was rightfully stripped of their title as the strongest woman in the world? And, how do y'all feel just about the overall state of this country? Like, do you think that we have gotten to the point in society where we have overcorrected so much, like right is wrong and wrong is right? Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. Once again, man, I appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. Make sure y'all hit that share button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. And if you have some other stories that you want to send me, my email is in the description of this video. I do take videos as well. People that send me videos or send me stories that they want me to react to. So once again, man, happy holidays. Talk to y'all later. Peace.